Oh, how you doing? How you doing? And how you doing, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Petty, and I appreciate you stopping by today. And before we get into today's video, I just want to touch on something real quick. I know absolutely for sure, at least in the official Genshin Impact Discord, you are not allowed to like share stuff about any data mine stuff. And I believe that that pertains to leaks and everything as well. So I'm not going to be posting this video to the official Discord. And I also recommend that none of you guys do the same. Be careful about that. I imagine it kind of goes the same for Reddit, so I'm not going to be posting this video either of those places. But I've been seeing a few people talk about it, and I think some people are kind of wrong. So essentially what we're going to be trying to break down today is the 1.1 leak information legit? We're going to look through a couple of things. This is essentially, one of the posts that when translated line up with the Discord post and everything, and I've got a picture of that as well. So we'll go through, talk about everything, and I'll give you guys what my thoughts and feelings are on it essentially. But let's go ahead and take a look at what the supposed 1.1 leaks are. And I understand why there's a big push for this, because when everybody sees that, okay, they're giving Barbara away at Adventure Rank 20, but that ends and goes away at 1.1, oh crap, how much time do I have? That's a really natural reaction. So there's a very big pull in the community to know what's 1.1, when is it coming? So that's super understandable, and I think this is why this has kind of taken off and caught a little bit of fire. There's some sketchy stuff in this that makes me think that it's not totally legit, but we'll go through it and everything. Just little grain of salt goes a long way, but let's go ahead and just take a look at it. So 1.1 notes, system related. You can get original resin from Catherine every day at 12 p.m. and 6 p.m. Notification when friends are online and quick chat functions, 60 frames per second and high graphic option on Android devices. Nothing crazy yet. The first one about getting original resin twice a day from Catherine would be super generous, but that's not anything so outside of the realm of possibility that I have immediate concerns or I'm throwing red flags on the way. Eyes lit up a little bit. Could be in excitement, could be in concern. We don't know yet, but nothing crazy right off the bat, right? So main quest related, new story quest in Laihu Harbor. I know I butchered that. I'm sorry. I will learn. I'm just getting there in the game, so like after I hear it a few times, I should be able to say it. I'm a real boy. Available to all players at AR30. You can get a new glider, primogems, more, etc. by participating in the new main story quest event. New character, Zhongli. Attacks deal geo damage to enemies. His elemental burst improves party's damage. New map, Inazuma. Maybe I got close on that one. Players can visit after finishing the Laiyu Qixing quests and reach AR35. New character, Ayla Kamisato. I'm sorry. Testers who have reached AR42 and complete Laiyu main quest will receive her in the mail. So this looks pretty convincing as well. There's a decent amount of people that, within the first month or so will be in the 30s area of AR. I just got up to 20 myself, but I'm also work full-time job and try to make content, so yeah, we don't have all the playtime in the world. So I know I'm a little bit behind some of the more hardcore people right now, a lot behind. But timeline-wise, it makes sense. Those would be the right levels for new content dropping. Two new characters introduced, with the next big content patch, also not completely out of the question. They dropped 3 new characters right before the game came out. They announced them in the weeks leading up and everything. So we've seen them just start throwing characters out of nowhere. So if we got some characters each major patch, that's on par. No super red flag that there. The getting a new character by the mail, I can also see them just gifting us stuff like that. So it'll be interesting. Where it says testers, that makes me wonder if it's part of some event or something like that, or I don't know. I have a small question mark on that, but no serious super big red flag that I'm like, haha, fake, lol lol lol. Let's keep going. Some bug fixes and monsters getting stuck due to geo skill, some inconsistencies in the environments and scenes. So I think that's pretty normal. I'm sure a few of you have, gone to hit something with the geo attack with the main character, and all of a sudden the thing you're fighting's all the way above you, and you're like, get down. It's a good time. So if they fix some of the monster's abilities to be able to get down off of that easy, that would be cool. But again, not any big red flag. Additional notes from the last screenshot in the video. Gacha won't display rates anymore. Gacha system changed to 10 roll guarantee, a 4-star bonding fate, which would be a new item according to this. Which essentially, I'm sure it'll say it here in a second, but essentially those are things you can trade in for specific characters. 4-star weapon, every 50 rolls guarantees a 5-star bonding fate, 5-star weapon. And then it says 4-star bonding fates can be exchanged for any 4-star character. 5-star bonding fate can only be exchanged for the 5-star character on the banner. So you would only be able to use those for the banner events, but you would be guaranteed whichever hero is the banner event. Shortcuts for switching parties cannot be used in battle, however. Once statues have reached level 9, they will show the location of oculi on the map. Character will not automatically climb walls, etc. when they are fighting. They will only do so after you press jump. Let's go ahead and pause there before we get through the rest of it and everything, because this last section has a whole bunch of chunky stuff. But this first one right up here at the top, where's our star? Let's get the star out here. Hey, star. So yeah, I should have turned my star actually into a red flag for this video. That would have been 100% better memes. My bad, people. But Gacha won't display rates anymore. So that's where I just completely lose faith in the entirety of this being true and accurate. Because not only in China, where the game is developed, is it illegal to not show rates in these games. Tons and tons and tons of other countries have similar laws that force you to give that information. Whole big thing about loot boxes in the UK with Overwatch. And that was a few years ago. So, like, it is not just, market standard, but it is literally law. So, I don't care what changes they make now or ever to the gacha system. Legally, they can't remove that, so that makes me kind of just tilt my head at this whole thing. The bonding fates that they mentioned, while an item like that wouldn't be totally out of the question, it would be a little strange to see that so early in the life cycle of a game. That's something that certain games have to a degree, and you either have to farm over a couple of months to be able to complete them and then get whatever you want, or it's something that they've introduced a year or several large patches into the game. They'll introduce a mechanic like that. So I would be a little surprised off the bat if something like this was coming out so soon, but with the beginning of it saying that they wouldn't display rates anymore, just being completely like, that's impossible. So that, I don't know how much of the rest of that we can really, really, really trust. Nothing super crazy about the rest of it, though. Showing the locations of oculi on the map would be a little strange, in my opinion. And I don't think that's something that is really needed. And when you're just out doing stuff in the world, you come across and find them pretty easily. It's not a super difficult thing that I think they would need to add it to the map. But again, not a huge red flag. Next thing is so let's actually just go ahead and finish the rest of the notes and everything. So new 8-player challenges plus puzzle solving side quests. 8-player challenges sounds super interesting, but I would be very impressed if they were able to drop something that big this soon. Because that in and of itself would be enough to build a large patch around in a game like this. You do that and then like 5 or 6 other little things, and most people would be like, oh, that's a great patch, you did so much. So this is like, starting to be the equivalent of like the Thanksgiving dinner of patches. This would be an insane 1.1 patch, just with something like that alone coming in. Main story updated to Tyvat character, available to all players at AR 32 and above. Players can disable hiding character when climbing after confirming they are over 18 years old. Players who have rolled in 1.0 receive an appropriate amount of bonding fate. Sounds like you'll get the amount you would have gotten in 1.1. And that's basically, the patch notes for 1.1. So before we get serious again, players can disable hiding characters when climbing after they after confirming they are over 18 years old. Really, bro, that's just ridiculous, and it would be a super, like, that's just, that seems so troll. Like, the only reason I can gather why this would be in here would just to be like a subtle dog whistle to like, hey, I'm joking around, like, this is a joke, because that can't be a thing. That just no. It took me a little while to realize that was even happening, but that's even if that was something that they were changing at any point in the game, I wouldn't see them making a big special note of that. And again, just the whole bit about if you're over, you're 18 years old. No, tell me another game that has a setting in their options for if you're an adult or not. Let me know. Let me know, because that's not normal. We're just gonna leave that there and keep on driving and just kind of giggle at it. But the last thing, the players who have rolled in 1.0 receive an appropriate amount of bonding fate. If they ever did make any kind of change to the gacha system or anything like that, they would most likely do some kind of gift or bonus thing to people to kind of compensate them, because you still want goodwill from existing players when making changes like that. So there's usually some type of appeasement thing when systems change that dramatically. They're usually not super crazy, but it's at least enough that you can see the benefit of the system. That's kind of the whole point of them, is to kind of ingratiate themselves. So that wouldn't be out of the question, but again, I have a hard time that, the rates are changing that dramatically. But I could just be overly skeptical because of some of the other things that are kind of just outrageously impossible that are in these patch notes. So overall, my take would probably be that there's potentially some truth in here. Easily a lot of the stuff about like new story quests and everything like that, and some new characters. All that probably checks out to a degree. Though if there are things that are coming, they might not be coming in this patch. Those read semi-legitimate. But some of the rest of this stuff is just a no. And then there's a few other little tweaks, like where they mention and talk about only climbing and everything after you jump while you're in combat. From a programming perspective, that would be a difficult kind of mechanical thing to change, for something that's not a... That would be a lot of work for very little payoff for something that is not a very large or glaring issue. So that just seems a little silly. Like they're kind of just finding things to put in here that make sense in a way. But under a little bit of scrutiny, I got some questions about a lot of these things. So we'll see. I definitely don't think people need to be panicking about rushing to AR20. We're probably not going to see 1.1 for at least a couple of weeks, and we will likely get an announcement that it is coming, so that people have a chance to, like, oh, okay, I need to push for Barbara. But the first AR20 things are basically just the prologue of the story. The game really starts after Adventure Rank 20. So it doesn't... It, you know, for most people can take anywhere between like 20 to 30 hours, maybe 40 if you're really just running around and enjoying the world and not being super pressed on stuff. But I don't think there's an immediate need for people to absolutely just push and rush through everything and try and hit AR20 as fast as they can. We're probably not seeing 1.1 for a little while, so everybody can chill, in my opinion. And then also just don't take all of this as fact. We might see some of this stuff, but again, I do not believe that this is wholly legitimate. But I think that covers it, and, you know, I don't want to drone on too long. I feel like y'all basically understand where I'm at with it. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know what you're thinking. But as far as Petty's concerned, probably not legit. Alright guys, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for stopping by. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention, is that on the China side on the forums, they're all laughing at this and calling it super fake and kind of teasing and making fun of us for falling for it so quickly. So, you know, I kind of trust them. And again, you know, there's borderline illegal things in the patch notes. That can't be right. There's no way that's right. So, alright, let me know what you guys think. You're going to have to catch your boy in the next one, because we out of here. Deuces.